welcome to B4U Star Stop. Today I've got an array of stars and it doesn't happen too often these days. I've got so used to looking at them through a little square, you know, that's become our life. And I still can't get used to this entire hybrid version that I have. But I have one live-wired gentleman in the middle who I've known for about 15 years. And we met professionally each time. But each time he looks the same and he sort of has the same energy. He's always bouncing up and down. Arshad, Warsi, thank you so much for joining me.
Pleasure is all mine, brother.
And the lady on your left had the pleasure of directing you as well.
Yeah, so, I had the pleasure of being directed by her.
We'll find out if that was pleasure. Nupur, thank you so much for joining us. Pushtiie, thank you so much for joining us as well. You both have a connection. You are the family.
Yes.
He is the outsider in between. I'll say why you all are the family because I was reading. You all have worked together on television earlier.
Yes.
So this was familiar territory and you have an outsider come in.
Absolutely.
And this outsider takes control of everything.
No.
No, he didn't?
This outsider gets controlled by them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was the only man in the whole cast.
That is the reason why I did it. but this is the only place I get importance.
But generally speaking, he's incredibly talented. You know, and you know, you are very talented from people that I've heard. From your siblings that I've heard, we'll talk about that. Vijesh, of course,
Have
I
you
know
not
very well.
seen her in Mahi Way? She owns the screen in that.
No, she owns every screen.
It was the first original story about, you know, about discrimination, about weight, about, you know, all of that.
It was very far ahead of its time.
Very
Television,
far ahead.
anyway, has not reached that zone. Was that also one of the reasons why you wanted her in this show as well?
No, you know, the thing is that when you have a script and there are certain people sometimes that pop into your mind.
Right.
And I just thought she plays Arshad's sibling in the film. And for some reason, their energy, the way they talk sometimes, the way they react to things, talent, of course. I just thought that it would be a great mix.
Yeah.
And she has a sort of a guest appearance in the film, and I just thought that that would be so nice to have someone come in and own that scene, in a sense, you know. And she did that very beautifully.
You've got one of the most talented individuals that there is. You know, and whenever you look at him, I feel that he's chosen not to exercise his full potential. Because he's chosen not to exercise his full potential.
Yeah.
But when you meet Arshad, what is it like? Is it like, you know, a learning session? Is it a prank session? Is it a joke session? Is it a what is it like?
It just feels like this is mine. I know this.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay. It can be anything. I know this.
Yeah.
It's like that. The energy is very familiar, and it's very comfortable.
And how long did this familiarity take?
3 seconds.
I think one line. That's
One line, yeah.
But do you think that goes against you, Arshad?
What?
You know, Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh, big example like in cricket. Steve Waugh was sitting out there and trying to score runs. And he scored 200 and they'll say he's really worked hard. Mark Waugh, his twin brother, would come and just hit 100 and they'll say he doesn't look like he's working hard enough. I think you suffer from that.
See, I'll tell you what. When you're doing movies, or especially when you're doing short films like this, 30 minutes, you have to say so much. For example, Chitranada, who's the main protagonist in this, she and me have never worked together. We barely know each other. We have met once, twice, just like that. We are playing husband and wife, married for 15 years. We have a history. We fell in love. We have a kid. Now we have to get that entire 15, 20 years as soon as we land on the set. Okay? And see, that's so for me, a good actor, this is what happens. You got to play that, and people should not. So when you watch it, I promise you, Salil, you'll not feel. You'll feel like these guys have been friends here. They know each other really well. That's why they are so comfortable. But it's not. I've never met her. And we are fine. When you look at us, it looks like they are married to each other.
Perfect. But can it look contrived at times? As a director, are you worried about whether it's looking real enough?
No, I wasn't, because that was my biggest brief to them. The first brief, just be normal. Just pitch it real. I mean, that was the first brief, pitch it real. And, you know, the first thing that he walked onto set and he just said, "Mujhse kuch bhi karwa lo." You know?
I'm so
and so
desperate.
when an actor surrenders and he is willing to be Danny and not Arshad in the film, that is wonderful, because, you know, that's what we start with and we kind of take it elsewhere. We get the beauty about working with really good actors is that you can go with interpretation. You're not like, "Acha, ek line bol di, achhi sahi, ab move on." You know, you could talk about interpretation of the character, of the line, of the entire mise en scène. So, you know, that is nice to play at that level. You know.
How does it play out with the entire, see, Modern Love is the whole story. Cutting Chai is a part of it. There are lots of other parts of it. You know, it's not something, so, you know, the first time I'd seen something in Hollywood was Crash. when we'd
Right.
seen
beautiful.
stories come together. Babel tried it later. It's not very easy to do it. And I think even with, I remember when Anurag had started directing also, different directors were doing the same story. But here, it's different coming together, or maybe, there's no one climax, but is it, do you have to manage the flavor, like as a music director, you're managing the song so that the entire album sounds the same?
So, let me say, I don't know about the other films, but I do know that all the films are very different from each other. The theme is modern love. So love can be of different kinds. I mean, you've seen the Hansal's trailer. You know that there are two men involved.
Yes.
You've seen Vishal sir's trailer. You know that there's a mother involved, and that there's that dynamic. And ours is about a married couple, right? So I think these are different emotions within the umbrella of love as a universal emotion. And I don't think they need to connect in a sense. They do. I mean, I don't want to reveal too much,
Yeah.
but
I think what Raj was asking was the fact that is it connected?
Yeah. Is there a
No, so what
thread?
happened in Crash is the movie, the screenplay is like that.
Yes.
It is like, I think
It's one
Anurag had
movie.
made that station. What is that? Lovely film it was, yeah. Happens in railway station and the Kangna was in it. Metro.
Metro. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's that. This, I think,
Separate.
are five or six?
Six different stories.
Six individual stories. They're completely separate from each other. But I think that there is one. Remember, we had that character who was there and walked. So there's a very subtle, very, very subtle, which is not directly connected, but there's just a hint of the next story.
I mean, that's structurally
That's
what
it.
Modern Love franchise is,
Yeah,
right? In the
just a
final
hint.
anthology, in the final film of the anthology,
It comes
characters from different films
Yeah.
come together, and we've kind of followed that.
Just a hint.
But you see, when you take the examples of Crash and Babel,
Yeah.
those are the characters are involved in some way or the other in another character's life and all of that.
It's a screenplay, it's
But
a film.
that's a screenplay. But these are different stories, for sure.
But do you think, the last 3 months has been an eye-opener for Indian cinema? Because I don't think we ever gave enough power to the audiences. We told them what to watch for years.
Yeah.
You were part of that as well. And now they suddenly said, yeah, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And this is till June end. I don't know whether everyone knows this. After June end, by the time it comes on OTT, it'll be a 75 to 90 day gap. As of now, it's only 4 weeks.
days.
And they're fighting through that.
Yeah.
But it's really put the mathematics of it's exposed everything, The audience really has a lot of power.
Absolutely.
Does that excite you, as a performer, or does that make you a little insecure, saying that, if it doesn't work, we're in trouble? They might watch it 4 weeks later, but they might not come to the theaters.
No, it doesn't make me insecure at all. I feel very excited about the fact that they can see it now. Really.
And they might choose not to also see it now.
And they might choose to see it 3 times a day because they really, really liked it.
That's
I think,
another way to look at it, yeah.
I think that if that 30-day thing should move
Yeah.
to 60-day, 80-day.
At least.
I think it should, because it's not fair on cinema, because they're really losing out on a lot of money when it comes on
Are you
comes on OTT.
feeling the fear vibe sometimes?
Fear I don't have. Fear people...
Not even with people around you, your peers.
No, I'm not much. But I didn't know about this. You
Yeah.
just told me
So
that's how I
Rajamouli
got
sir
to know.
wanted 70, he's made it 75 days, Rajamouli sir.
Yeah, he
He
should.
said 75
No, I
days, they've
think
asked for 90 days.
Yeah,
As a
you
filmmaker,
should,
you
you
would
should.
also say that, you should
Yeah,
spread it
yeah.
out, man. You got to spread
You
the love.
have to. I think
Absolutely.
it's because
Absolutely. I mean, you see that these are different mediums, right?
Yes.
And if a film is running in the theater, it's nice for people to have that opportunity to go and see it after 2 weekends, And then when
apart
it
from
comes
that,
to
I think they
OTT,
need to recover the money. There's so much is invested in a film. It is very difficult to recover it only in 30 days. It's tough to do that because it takes little time. Sholay took years for people to start liking it. And today, one Friday, you have to, so it's,
but the
it's
question
not
is,
fair.
what do people want to watch on the big screen? Because OTT
Well, that's
is kicking everyone's ass, and there is a story for everyone to watch.
And look at this. Anyone I wanted to see, if I have a little list of actors, they're all in this. All different flavors.
Yes.
And they might just be part of one big family,
But
which is great.
Yes.
Beautiful stories,
Yes.
man. So nice.
But is it tougher to just
And the
make
thing
such a
is-
short film?
Well, this is my second short.
Yeah, okay.
For Amazon itself. I had one come out a couple of months ago.
But you made Bewakufiyan as well.
Right.
So
right.
that's full-fledged. So when you move it back and forth,
It's exciting, because you need to hit the core of the story
fast.
pretty soon. And you need to have that same graph. I mean, but it needs to be said in the 30 minutes. So it's a nice challenge. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Editing nightmare?
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. Not at all.
I actually think of
Nothing is an editing nightmare for me because if it's an editing nightmare, that means I didn't do my job well in the prep or on the script. But I usually kind of know what I'm going to be seeing on edit.
Your brilliant brain as far as also behind the scenes. You know, you think like...
I think a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I try and put a little
For an actor, I mean, I've been chatting with so many actors who've loved the long drawn process of series. You
Long
get a lot
format.
more time to thrash out your character and all that. This is the reverse for you.
30, I mean...
Tougher for you as an actor?
Nahi yaar. I was telling somebody, and I said I'm going to sound really cocky, but acting comes very naturally and very easy to me. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't get up in the morning thinking, "Arey yaar, aaj ye scene karna hai." Oh my God, nothing. Half the time I don't even know what scene I'm going to do. I just land about, "Aaj kya hai?" Yeah, okay, done. Comes not an issue at all. But yeah, and unfortunately, I wish I was there in the whole 30 minutes. You know, I wish, really, because it's such a beautiful story. And I've enjoyed the time that I've been there doing it. I've enjoyed it so much that it's like, damn, now it's like that, oh, sher ke muh ko khoon lag gaya. Now I want to do more of this. You know, that feeling is coming. Because it straight away, it starts, as I said, we had to, what's the name?
Fast forward 15 years.
Had to show that relation in the first scene. Otherwise, one gets a time to show visually and develop that relationship. Nothing. Bang, first shot, oh, they must be married for at least 10, 15 years. You know it without anybody saying anything. You know, that's to get that right is a challenge for the director, writer, actor, everybody. Yeah, but
You've
fun.
known the director for the longest. So how is Nupur? I mean, is she a bit of a, you know, lakir ka fakir as they call it? A lot of television performers, writers, directors, they want to stick to the script, they want to stick to the book, one frame after another. Or is she very different when she comes into film?
No, I think she knows what she wants, but she will also let you do what you want to do to get there. She won't keep telling you that's the way, she doesn't do that.
Even though this is short and you have to get to the point quick and it has to move in, yeah?
Because you know, you have to take the freedom between what you have, right? And she doesn't interfere with that at all. And I think that is really nice because I get a chance to do what I want to do, and she's very open to suggestions, which is the greatest thing. So she's not a lakir ka fakir kind of person.
Is that every director these days that is open to the other side as well? Like, you know, everyone's got suggestions, everyone got a viewpoint. Nobody really knows the perfect formula for success.
I mean, I don't listen. I mean, you know, my actors have a suggestion. Of course, they're living that character. They can best express that emotion. I have to express what I want to say via my biggest tools, the actors. So if I don't listen to them, who the hell am I gonna...
But films have always been directors' mediums. Actors have always claimed
You know,
for years that we don't have a say.
I'll tell you, I improvise a lot.
Yeah.
When I'm there, I improvise a lot. The difference is that some directors understand it, some directors don't. It's as simple as that. So some directors get it. As long as you stay within the limits of the story,
Yeah, exactly.
fine, not a problem. So with her also, there was so much we discussed before we started the film. This, can we do this? And I have this habit. What about this? What about this? What about this? So damn good, damn good. No, this we'll avoid. Damn good, this is good. It's just like that. It happens, and that's a good way to work, I feel. But at the same time, like Zucker brothers were giving an interview, and they were asked, they do this crazy comedy film, and they were asked that, do you take suggestions from your actors? They said yes. He said, do you put that in the film? He said, no. So
I have a lot of directors who said, all the suggestions, as many as you want, till the day before we come on set.
No.
Once we're on set, it's locked and loaded, it doesn't move.
No, I'm not like that.
That's a wrong way to
I'm
work.
not like that. I know exactly what I want. And when I hear a suggestion, I pretty much know instantly whether this is going to work or not in my scheme of
That's
things.
what it
If it works for me, I'll run with it.
And
because, I mean, I only want to make it better, right? So
Of course, and you can see the whole picture.
I have the whole picture. If it doesn't fit into my picture or the character, I will just flatly say, nahi yaar, let's let this one go.
And
We're not
on
going
the
to do
set
this.
is where you actually, the right improvisation happen. On set, when you're there in your costume and you see everything, that's when, like, my mind starts working there. There all the fun starts.
Absolutely.
Sitting in a room, It's not.
You know, sometimes the things that we
It's
write.
action reaction. You're feeding off. You're figuring out.
The chemistry, the chemistry of this being on set, and sometimes on what you read on paper sounds very fine between the director and the writer. Like, yeah, lovely. Actor says it's crap, you know. Then you have to say, let's see how we can make this work, and then you know. I mean, there's a lovely moment between them that they kind of improvised on set, and it works beautifully for everything, for his character, the moment, all of that. I mean, you know.
What's the biggest change that you feel that every actor from the 90s era is now quickly putting into play? You know, like first the walk used to be slightly slower, 6 people behind you, darwaza aaram se khulega.
Achha, ye you're talking about in film, out film.
No, out film and just generally. I know a lot of actors now that suddenly seem to have become very grounded. And I don't think they wanted to be grounded. You know, they've just been brought to space. But generally speaking, the 90s wale jo actors the na, it's a different flair around them. This is Rudpa tha ek alag. Has that all changed?
You're
now?
talking about, I'm very confused. On screen or
Off. On screen तो character है.
नहीं ऑफ स्क्रीन भी बहुत था.
अच्छा.
मैं 2 पंच खाऊंगा 3 नहीं खाऊंगा. It was crazy on screen.
Do not say anything controversial.
No, I'm not. I know.
With me,
But off screen, I think off screen, because of the social media and all that, everybody's aware that you have to be a certain way. You must dress a certain way. You must behave a certain way.
Right.
And that has really taken over what the person really is.
wow.
That is what has happened. So it just,
So are they really what they are now anymore?
I don't know. That you'll have to see them really where they are.
Yeah, I kind of prefer the old school, you know, where there was only 50%.
What you
that
see
was
is what you
available.
get.
Yeah, and Baki
Ab
there's
thoda
me
mushkil
like, are you okay with that? And now being constantly, you can be poked by anyone. Anyone who's seen 7 seconds of the acha nahi laga. As a
That's
director,
sad, That's sad. You want that person to invest a little more of their time into your work, before they judge you, for sure. But the thing, you know, the thing is, the choices are immense, huge. But that's life. For anything, you know, today you don't just read Times of India, na. You can read your Washington Post, New York Times, Guardian, 10 different.
Yeah, but,
it's the same with film.
which is why,
and
unfortunately,
shows.
I feel the South does that very well. No films are out to be critiqued till Monday.
Yeah.
So there's no
That's
critique allowed Friday, Saturday,
fantastic.
Sunday.
Yeah.
कि उनका सिंपल कहना है कि यार ब्रो ये हमारा बिजनेस है.
हाँ
आप
बराबर है.
हमारे बिजनेस के अंदर अगर पूरा
घुस के
थाली हटा दोगे तो बचेगा.
बिल्कुल नहीं. I agree to
Do
that.
you think we've reached the stage now we should only allow a review till on Monday?
I think so.
That's so cool.
मैं तो बोलूँगा 1 हफ्ते तक कुछ मत बोलो.
नहीं एक हफ्ता ज्यादा हो गया.
एक हफ्ता तो ज़्यादा है।
ऐसा दे रहे हैं.
नहीं आप ये सोचो ना यार, करोड़ों इन्वेस्ट करके आपको 2 दिन मिल रहा है to make that money. How
कई
is
बार
it
दो
possible?
शो, कई बार दो शो.
3 दिन. How is it
thing is,
possible?
liking a film or not liking a film is so subjective.
Absolutely.
So 5 people are deciding whether they do or not on the basis of like just, you know, the mood they may be in.
Absolutely. So
You
that,
may like it a week later.
but that's how critics also are. If there's a line has been very long and it's very hot outside, if the AC is not working inside,
Picture
first
खराब
half an hour is horrible. It
Yeah.
started very badly.
Yeah.
It's not. I feel this is not fair on the movies. Not fair to do that. A lot of the critics actually tell the whole story.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
trash out of the film and actors and everybody.
I mean, even reviewing the film
Can't
is
do
an
that.
art,
It's
and
not-
not everybody
it's not
has
right.
it.
Nobody has it. There's just a few left.
इनको है ना मेरे हिसाब से इनको बोलना चाहिए आप एक फिल्म बनाइए और अगर फिल्म आपकी जैसी होगी उसके बाद डिसाइड करेंगे आप क्रिटिक रह सकते हैं या नहीं.
There's, you know, as I'm coming close to winding up, KK went and said a lovely line to me. He got very riled up one day when we were talking about critics. He said, I can do their job.
Yeah.
I promise you I can.
Yes.
And none of them can do my job.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He said, the day you can do my job, मैं तालियां
But
बजाऊं.
ये ना ये हमारे देश की प्रॉब्लम है. एक चाय वाला भी बोलेगा तेंदुलकर को कैसे बैटिंग करना
नहीं
चाहिए.
आज के विराट कोहली
ये चक्कर.
बेचारा.
अभी विराट कोहली
and-
कैसे उसको बैट करना चाहिए.
Totally.
वो एक भूखा चाय बनाए जो अपनी चाय बराबर से नहीं बना सकता.
Films, politics,
हमारा
and
problem.
cinema. I mean, everybody thinks that it's that easy.
Yeah, politics I'll leave out. I don't know
Yeah,
who
yeah,
actually
totally.
really knows it. But cinema for sure. Today, and without actually talking about any film or anything, sometimes you can run an entire film on VFX and sound and people say, wow, loved it because this is Dolby is great. So you've got to be very careful of how you actually look at things. You've got a huge spread here. This buffet is going to be very large, a modern family. So thank you guys for joining me and I think
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Lovely
if
talking
we
to you.
chatted and 10 days for 1 hour each day with you, I think we'll have a different story with you, Arshad, every day. Which is incredible.
Lovely.
I have to, before we leave, I have to tell you this one story he told us. When he was going through a tough time before Munna Bhai, he said, I used to walk into a room, and I mentioned this story to somebody else. He said, I walk into a room, it is a fantastic party, it used to become a private party in 5 minutes. Because everybody else used to turn around. And he'll be standing alone over there. How times have changed.
Yes.
Now the entire private party is his party.
Correct. So now, even if I want to have a private party, I can't. And before, no matter where I go, it was always a private party for me.
Never. But you're back in action. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me.
Thank you.
It was fun, and you guys can watch it. Cutting Chai is their story. So as you watch different stories, there's a huge ensemble cast, but all separate films. But as they've said, there's a small little thread that will come in there, and that thread will reveal itself towards the end. So for a change, you'll have to watch the entire thing, even though each is only 30 odd minutes. Thanks so much for joining us on the Star Stop. Take care and I'll see you soon.
Lovely.